Welcome to my hike across Switzerland on the Swiss Panoramic Trail. We just got yelled at by a cow. Great view for a farm. Don't let me undersell the Alps here. Good afternoon and welcome to Säntis. This is the Alpine Panorama Trail number 3, segment 4. And we are at the base of Säntis. You can see the cable car going up behind me, and you can see the cable station at the top. We're down in Glarus Alps, which is where stage 3 ends and stage 4 begins. If you remember from yesterday or a week ago, whenever the film comes out, there was snow on the ground. So when you come off of section 3, section 4 is pretty short. It's only 12 kilometers. This is a great morning to take the tram up, spend the night here at the hotel. I believe, I'm not sure if there's one up at the top as well, but take the tram up, spend your morning up there looking around. You can see 6 different countries from the top up there. Of course, Switzerland. Liechtenstein is just behind here, Austria, Germany, and then to round out that's 4, to round out the other 6, I believe you could see, I mean, you'd have to be able to see Italy, which is straight down south, and then France, and I don't know which part of France, if you were looking down the foothills of the Alps, which is along trail number 3, to see Mont Blanc, the French peak of Mont Blanc, or if you can see France up toward the Basel area. So I don't know how they get to the 6th country, but somehow they get to the 6th country. And that can be seen from up there. There's also this great view of where we're hiking in the entirety of route number 3, not the entirety, but certainly the northern section of route number 3. Today we're going to go up over a pass. We're going to end up in Stein. We're going to have the great view of the Teeth Mountains above Valensee. I've got some cheeses that are special for today. Here, since hiking in Switzerland, you know, I'm back in the States for a couple of months, and I was able to do the Colorado Trail at least a week there, which is already on film, and you can catch that by clicking over to those videos. So we can get started. It's about a 4-hour hike. As I mentioned, it's 12 kilometers. We're at a pretty large altitude already. Let's just see what my watch says. I have not reconciled, but we're about 4,500 feet, and you can definitely tell we're up high when you take the bus here. But if you stay at the hotel, which I recommend to save your 2.5 hour back and 2.5 hour here, you also have a cost offset to stay at the hotel, so there's some incentive there, because it costs money, of course, to take the trains and the buses. But shoot, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, altitudes. So we're only going to have about 500 meters up and 1,000 meters down, because we are at a decent altitude already. And that up there is 1,000 meters more. Yeah, I think that makes sense. 1,000 meters more up there. Again, highly recommend it. And let's get this hike underway. Welcome, Panoramic Trail. Make sure you subscribe so you can see the rest of these videos as I make my way through the rest of Switzerland. We just got yelled at by a cow. This is truly feet on the ground. That water is actually okay to drink. Not out of the trough, but out of the faucet. As you can see, we are on somebody's farm. And this is where the trail goes. And all these footprints here are cows that have made this path before us. Great view for a farm. Look at that up there. It's the first time back. I'm not sure that I've filmed one of these, but all these fences are electrified. And since you are going through live farms, those fences are live. Farmers want you to, of course, keep the cows in and don't touch it, because you will get electrocuted. Not too badly. I think I did tell the story of myself getting caught between two lines with a heavy pack during the Swiss Classic. You'll see all kinds of different wire contraptions there, and that's the most common. I'll take us to the end of these pine trees. See if we can get a nice view here. If you got VR goggles, you can really get a feel. You can't get the smell. You know, we are on active farms. Some of those fields were pretty active. The manure smell is pungent. That does not translate. But otherwise, like right here, it's just sort of a wet grass smell and a cool breeze. In the distance, you got a lot of cowbells. This is unique. I have not seen too many of these where they post the wire up above your head. When I use the phrase, these are the fields the cows graze off of that produce the milk for the cheese that we eat. Quite literally, we're going to be having some Glarus Alps queso today, and this farm is an active dairy farm. The dairy tanks are in the barn, the milk tanks. These are the guys. These are the cows that produce the milk. I gotta get farther into this before I sit down and eat. But I wanted to, since we crossed this farm so clearly, wanted to get that on film. With the fire going, that's more akin to the size of your Swiss chalet in the working part of Switzerland. And then there's a car down there with a trailer, and it's a milk tank. So the milk production is, you know, at a scale that the farm owner drives his milk to larger processing. And the biking is fantastic. So we've got a couple bikers that are going to come down here. Whew. Let these guys fly by. I guess only one. Good hills here. Good morning. Since that last video, I've been going straight up on a incline like this, or a little bit better, for about an hour. So we're quite a bit higher. We came from the bottom of the valley down there, and of course you can see kind of through those dramatic clouds. That's Säntis over there. We can it's just about out of sight. And we have been walking along this massive, and it's just so gorgeous. I wanted to stop here because we're clearly in the Alpine farm. The smoke here you see is the farmer here burning some of the weeds that were along the creek. He keeps a very clean farm. But make sure you got the 4K version of this, because I'm going to point to some details that are far away. And you can see another farmer's Alpine house, summer home, over there. And then I love the rock formation, just so clear what happened there. Just pushed straight out of the ground, and you can see how the green just grew over the last tens of thousands of years. And the trees now are, you know, gravitationally growing instead of at an angle, because those would have all fallen off and eroded off. Just awesome. And then you know, we're at this farmer's summer stead. This is the barn, a couple big bells there, and a really nice cottage. So we're on our way, almost at the Risi pass. And I'll have to look up the altitude when we get there. Good afternoon. This is where we've been hiking up from, and I met a friend who's just hiking off, and we're going to meet each other in Stein, which is the end of segment 4. He is solo hiking the Panorama Trail, so he's got a heavy pack, and it's kind of fun to talk with him. He's from Belgium. But look at this view. So we're leaving now the Alpstein. We're leaving Appenzeller and the Alpstein area, and we're heading into, so this is really the first big view of the Alps that we've had. And how tall are we? We're Risipass. We're 1,459 meters. You got to download the 4K version just so you can see everything. And I believe okay, so we have a peak, behind that another peak, and then behind that, way far away, I think is the Glarus, where we have some of our cheese. If it's not that one, then in this little gap here, those peaks that are behind that, very, far away, hard to see. That's the Glarus area. Right behind this wall is the Valensee, and so we're going to go segment 4. Segment 5 gets up and over, I believe over in that area, and then we come down to the edge of the Valensee over there for segment 6. We're along the Valensee, and then you go into the valley that heads over toward Lake Zurich and all along the Alps. I mean, it's just all the way through. So from here all the way diagonal to Geneva, this is how we're hiking. Look at this casing here on the Glarus Alp case, very similar to the Magnus Alp here in terms of Rhine. The Rhine on the hard Appenzeller is it doesn't have the cloth. Get out of here, flies. So we'll start with the Appenzeller. Now, this is really like it just breaks off like a palm, and it tastes like a palm. Really awesome. Wow, I really like this. All right, now is the VR goggle time. Make sure you got 4K because the distance shots, it's hazy, and you just want to see the detail. Wait for the download. Oh my gosh. Oh, so great. Cowbells all around. You just see there's a peak behind. Over here, you can see over there. So today we're going to finish up in about an hour left walking down. Section 5, we walk back up, and I'm not sure where we go over. It'll be one of the low passes, so it might be behind here or it might be farther down and then up. All right, spin around, make sure you got the 4K version. Use your VR goggles if you got them. Use them if you got them. See you tomorrow. All right, looks like we are coming to the end of section 4. That down there is pretty much Stein. I don't know for sure, but since that's the only town I've come across, I'm gonna take an educated guess. Wow, so tomorrow, or section 5, yeah, I don't know if we hike up this valley or this valley. I met 2 more people from Belgium that are heavy packing, coincidentally, and they are on the same 4th day as the person who's just ahead of them from Belgium. They don't know each other. All these towns are built on rivers. There's no Las Vegas. The train station, but this is downtown Stein. There may not be a train station here, maybe a bus. Cool town.